What's up, YouTubers? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about who would you rather have on your team, Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback or Bill Belichick as your head coach. So let's see what they have to say about that.
Who would you rather have, Patrick Mahomes or Bill Belichick, if you had to pick one?
I can't believe
Patrick Mahomes all day.
I can't believe I'm saying anybody in the history of football ever over Bill Belichick. But right now I am. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes, and the reason is this. Belichick, who wears two hats. He's the GM and the coach. So it's incredible value because he's great at both, particularly coaching, but they go hand in hand for him, obviously. He's going to get you to the playoffs every year. And you're probably going to make a playoff run if you have anything at all with Bill Belichick. Why do I say that? Well, he had Tom Brady the whole time. Look at his record without Tom Brady. It's true he did not make the playoffs that season with Matt Castle. Won 11 games, 10 of them with Matt Castle. And when you look at what he did with Garoppolo and Brissett, 3-1. And what he's done with Cam Newton so far, 2-1. Meaning, in his career with the Patriots, without Tom Brady, Bill Belichick wins twice as much as he loses, a little more even than twice as much as he loses, and you're likely to compete at least for a playoff spot. That's tremendous. But Patrick Mahomes, when Alex Smith was on these Chiefs, they were good. They were not really a Super Bowl threat. Patrick Mahomes, I think the Chiefs were the best team in football 2 years ago.
Nah, I think the Chiefs were a Super Bowl threat when Alex Smith was there. I think that was maybe, 3 or 4 years ago? They were definitely a threat. That was the year they had all those Pro Bowlers. Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs were a threat before Patrick Mahomes got there.
I think the Patriots were lucky to beat them in the AFC Championship game. It was a pre-snap penalty. Game was over. Tom Brady threw the interception. It was done. The Chiefs would have gone on to play and I believe beat the Rams. But Mahomes never got to touch the ball again in the fourth quarter or overtime. And that was that. And then the very next year, Mahomes won. 3 consecutive fourth quarter double-digit come-from-behind wins, including the play he called for himself, like a 15-step drop followed by a 60-yard bomb. And then we see the level he's playing at now. This is what Mahomes does that, to me, is even better, even more valuable, even rarer than what Bill Belichick can do. If Mahomes is on a good team and the Chiefs are a good team, you are not just the odds-on favorites to win the Super Bowl. I'll take you against the field. I've never felt that way watching the NFL ever in my life. I'll take that team because they have that guy against the field every single year. This year, the defense doesn't look great. 2 years ago, it didn't either. Last year, it did. But I'll take the Chiefs every time because they have Patrick Mahomes. And that ability to get you to already won 1 Super Bowl in 2 years, I thought should have won 2, but has won that thing where because of you, you're the Super Bowl favorites, to me, flat out, not just odds on, is the most valuable thing I think you can be.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to go with Patrick Mahomes too, because at the end of the day, he's going to be the one that's going to be applying what the coaches put down. Bill Belichick is a coaching guru, but like I said, he's not going to be the one that's going to be in there playing. And you can get a relatively, shabby quarterback to get in there, or shabby coach to get in there and coach Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes will work his magic just because he's a baller, and you can still win. But that can't be said for if you get a shabby quarterback and you have Bill Belichick as your head coach, because you still need somebody to go in there and play. You still need a baller. So I would definitely take Patrick Mahomes over Bill Belichick. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Bill Belichick, but like I said, I can get a shabby head coach in there to coach Patrick Mahomes and they will still win versus getting a shabby quarterback in there and having Bill Belichick try to coach a scrub. So let's continue.
I mean, listen, it's incredibly hard to choose between either one. I mean, they're both great. There's no question about it. I'm always going to lean towards the coach because in professional football, coaching matters more so than any other sport. And being a guy that played under Coach Belichick, sometimes I have to remind people the greatness that is Bill Belichick. This is a guy that in 20 years in New England, 20 years, has gone to 9 Super Bowls and won 6. In the salary cap era, where it's a level playing field, where guys move around all over the league, he has clearly dominated the field as far as his peers are concerned, to the point where we're not saying that Coach Belichick is the greatest NFL coach. No, we're saying Coach Belichick is the greatest coach in team sports history. That's how much he has dominated in the National Football League as a head coach. And I know everyone talks about Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes is well on his way to being the greatest quarterback to ever play this game. But I also know they also have Tyreek Hill. They also have Travis Kelce, McCole Hardman, okay? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's surrounded by a very, very good cast of players. It's not like he's elevating scrubs around here now. And that's not taking away anything from his greatness as a quarterback, because he is, no question, a great quarterback, the best quarterback in the National Football League. But when you're talking about coaching and players and what matters more in this league, give me the head coach. I'm taking Coach Belichick.
Now I would take Patrick Mahomes. So as far as Bill Belichick, we're going to see what Bill Belichick's about, because he just lost Cam Newton for at least a couple of weeks, because Cam Newton just tested hot for the coronavirus. So I hope he's going to be okay. But we're definitely going to see how Bill Belichick will be able to do with the scrub quarterback. And like I said, I would take Patrick Mahomes, even though he has all those weapons. Patrick Mahomes, at the end of the day, is going to be the guy that's going to be in there and applying all the things that a head coach is going to be drawing up. Like I said, I can get a scrub coach in there to coach Patrick Mahomes, and they can still win. But can you get a scrub quarterback and still win with Bill Belichick? Because he's, at the end of the day, he's not going to be the guy that's applying it. And like I said, we're going to see what Bill Belichick's all about, because Cam Newton's out with the coronavirus. So let's continue.
Normally, I wouldn't blame you because...
Oh, yeah. Also, the whole thing with Bill Belichick with his past 20 years of winning, some of that does have to do with Tom Brady, because Tom Brady did take a huge pay cuts so that they were able to get up other free agents and have money to sign other players. So some of that does have to do with Tom Brady. A lot has to do with Tom Brady.
Because obviously I would usually say Belichick myself, but I think that Patrick Mahomes is different. You know, earlier in the show, we were talking about him being transcendent and generational. We all knew that when we said that he had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and Sammy Watkins and now Clyde Edwards-Helaire and all of this other stuff. We get all of that. But the reality is that there's something about this kid that even as NFL aficionados, Damian, like yourself, are quick to point out his greatness. You know, you mentioned his greatness in concert with those other guys. You sit up there and say, hey, you know what? Listen, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, we're raving about these guys and how spectacular they can be. But in the same breath, still raving about Patrick Mahomes to such a degree that even though the guy signs a contract for nearly $500 million, even though the guaranteed portion was less than $200 million, nobody blinked because of his age and his greatness and the fact that he's already a winner. And so when I look at that and I look at his ability to galvanize folks the way that he does, you know, the guys rally around him. You got guys on the offensive side of the ball that they love playing with him. You've got guys on the defensive side of the ball that love the fact that he's their quarterback, because they could go out there, play gung-ho, take chances, be emboldened because you know that he's got you covered. You've got coaches like Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, damn good, always has been, but their stature has elevated because of his presence alone. So everywhere you turn, it seems like everybody is on an they're moving uphill, and it's all because of him, according to the aficionados. I'm the one that usually points out, excuse me, look who this brother has playing with them. He's got Tyreek Hill, he's got Travis Kelce, he's got all of these damn weapons. And let me not leave out McCole Hardman, who can ball. I say he's got all of these weapons. That's something I usually say. And all the experts religiously point out, Stephen A., it's different with this kid. It's not just because of his ability to play. It's how he galvanizes dudes because they believe in him so much, because they see his greatness even more than we do. Well, if that's the case, then there would be an